So we're at the best nursery in Burrell. We're down in the back food garden at the moment that supplies 100 to 150 people in the community weekly. And we're using that garden to get the gentleman started learning to tree plant. And that's planting the trees and cartoning them ready for watering. We get the potty pookie into the rip line and we make sure that that's deep enough, seal up with our foot. Then we put our bamboo stakes in and make sure there's nice tension and depth in those to keep the carton in place. And that'll protect the plant, and then we water around the carton so we seal up. It's all in the preparation. I always suggest dragging a board back in over your rip line because you can plant in the rip line, there's no soil in it. So you've got to plant on the edge of the rip line, and the whole idea of the rip line is that it's been collecting moisture for anywhere from 3 to 6 months in preparation for this planting. Drag the board back over the top, make sure there is soil in your rip line, and then getting your stakes in nice and deep and your plant in deep enough that we're having a lot of different weather conditions. So we find that for the longevity, it's better to get it a little bit deeper and certainly make it sealed so that no air can get in at the root zone.
A couple of months ago, my daughter told me that over about a month period there were 3 koalas killed on the road up here, and I thought it's a shame if we could get something, an alternative. Koalas do come over to those gum trees over there. I've got a 2.5 acre paddock here. It's fenced, got gates on it. The dogs don't get in here. It lends itself to put these trees in. In another, say, 5 years' time, the koalas should start coming in here. Hopefully they'll keep it going, you know.
We haven't seen them drink, but they have been here. Several have been here since that's been installed, but they're very shy. Like they would come down and have a drink, but they get a lot of moisture out of the leaves as well. Yeah, it's got the top platform for all wildlife and then the bottom one. We've had plenty up here, like mums and babies and just little juveniles. Hear them running around calling. The idea of this is start a big food corridor and keep them off the road. They can breed on this side because they run from here across the road to breed. They run 10 k's of a night to breed. But if we can get a mob of them down here in a great food source, like anyone can plant trees, get them planted down their paddock.
We've opted to use camera traps, which are more generic, and we've got a dozen of them, so we can buy in bulk. We're testing. This is the drinkers are a relatively new technology, and we're testing to see how much they're used specifically by koalas, but also other animals and how they use them. For example, it's our information at the moment that koalas actually prefer to drink from the bottom of the drinker than from the table, which is interesting. So we'll pull that data off. What we'll be looking for into the future with these cameras is particularly their use during dry times and drought periods and their increase in use. So we'll be looking now to see how much they're used, and then as we get a change in seasons and climate, whether they're used to a greater extent. And if they are, there may be some sort of dependency during dry times, which may actually equate to their survival.
We've lived here for about 25 years now. After about half a dozen years, we found out there's koalas around here. There have been quite a few killed between us and the stock route across the road where there's quite a few koalas. So I thought, well, you know, maybe if we build a bit of a habitat here, it might stop them crossing the road as much. So today we've been in and picked up 2,000 trees. After that big drought we had, I said to my wife, this paddock here we're standing in was a I used to sow oats and stuff like that in it, and it was just cultivation. So I said, we'll have to do something with that, because the wind used to come from the west and blow all this dust around, and it was a mess. So I thought, well, that'd be a good idea to plant a few acres of trees there, which will protect us and make it better for the koalas too. They'll have some more trees to climb up and eat in. Giving the land a break won't hurt it at all. Later on we'll be able to put some sheep in there when the trees get up to a certain height, and yeah, things will be fine.
GWYMAC's role in the project is to put out an expression of interest and contact the landholders directly. We have a member base, plus it's advertised widely. So we collect the landholders, their interest, then we go on to a site visit to make sure that the site's suitable, and it's just that constant keeping in touch with the landholder, making sure that, you know, the site's prepared, if they have fencing goes up, and just try to help them if they have any problems along the way. Once landholders do a project with us, then you've built that relationship. You know, they're open for different funding opportunities. They'll contact you with any issues. They've just got that point of contact that they can come to us, and then if we don't know the answer, then we direct them either, you know, to the LLS, almost like a stepping stone between the landholder and other government agencies. The landholders wouldn't be able to do projects like this without assistance. It's not only the funding, it's the advice that's been given to them, and just that networking, because it's a big job. I mean, they get free trees, but the work they have to put into it to get the trees in the ground and then maintain them for, you know, the next 10, 15 years, it's a big commitment on the landholders' part, and we've just got to be there to help them.